Hello guys, hello everybody, welcome back to Riding Along with Dan, your favorite garbage man on YouTube. What is going on, everybody? It's Wednesday, still Wednesday morning. It's 11:42 and it is 58 degrees outside. Nice. So I'm still working the second load. I'm on my second load right now. Right now, I gotta put this container at the dock so they can throw their garbage in there. The guy told me a couple of weeks back he hurt his leg, so I said, don't worry, I'll put it to the dock for you, no problem. I've been doing this stop a long time, ever since I worked with the other company. So, I used to come here with a garbage truck and back up to the dock. Throw the garbage in the back of the garbage truck. So anyway, my dispatcher called me earlier this morning and said to me on the phone, you need to take 3 days off this month. I said, what? He said, you need to take 3 days off. I said, why is that? Did I do something wrong or something? He said, no, you're forgetting that you have 3 carryover days from last year. I said, oh, okay. So he said, you gotta take them off before the end of the month or you're gonna lose them. I said, okay, no problem. So now, I gotta pick some days that I'm gonna take off. And I think one of the days I'm gonna take off, I'm gonna make an appointment with the big boss and go down to the rail yard and take some film down there, take some pictures down there. And this way you can see, you know, where the rail cars go, how they're put on the train, and you can see our trains and our trucks loading and offloading the containers. So I think that would be a fun day to film and hang out and just take some good photos. So then the other day I take off, it's going to be a day that my son is off from school. That will be on the 31st. So I'm going to take off the 31st, which is a Friday, and 2 other days I'm going to take off. Haven't decided what days yet. But it's good to have the carryover days. A lot of companies don't do it. Usually you got to take your days off, you know, within a year. But with our union, they carry over to the end of March next year. So that worked out good. I'm glad I have them. This way I can take the days off when I need them. Oh my God. So I need to ask you guys a question that are watching this show today. How do you guys feel about a driver smoking in the truck and he has a helper with him that does not smoke? I mean, he has a guy that's going to be a swing driver and he's with him to learn the route, and he's constantly smoking. He's got the heat on, windows closed. He's politely asked, could you please not smoke, and he keeps smoking. So I want you to comment below what your answer to that would be. Would you ride with the guy? Would you stop riding with the guy? I mean, total disregard and disrespect for the guy that's a non-smoker. I used to smoke. I quit smoking. I cannot be around anybody that smokes anymore because I hate the smell. It's disgusting. And I know what it's like to want to have a cigarette. I know on the other end of it. But at least have the decency to get out of the truck, go smoke your cigarette outside. But you know, it's just common courtesy, you know what I mean? To have respect for the guy that you work with. This guy, he's going to be riding with me. Yeah, he's going to be riding along with Dan because, he has to learn my route. So we're going to have a new swing driver. And he's going to cover routes when somebody's on vacation. We don't have a swing driver right now, so it's good to have a guy. And we have a spare truck for him when it's time for him to cover routes. So usually in the summertime he's going to be busy because that's when everybody decides to take vacation. That's it. So that's what he called me for. He kind of like, you need to take 3 days off. I'm like, really? Why? So I had to think about it for a minute. Like, what the hell did I do? But it's all good. It's all good. I kind of like forgot about it, you know. When you're in the middle of working, you're not thinking about stuff like that. Years ago, when I used to run my own trucks, I used to drive a Freightliner FLD 120 mid-roof. Loved that truck. It had a Series 60 Detroit 500 horsepower with a 13-speed Eaton Fuller, man. It had a 76-inch sleeper mid-roof. I love that truck. I bought that truck at Arrow Truck Sales in South Jersey. Bought it with 300,000 miles. When I was done with it, or should I say when the rod went through the side of the block, and it had almost 1 million miles. That's how many miles I drove that truck. And that truck was my truck. Nobody else drove that truck with me. So at one time we were heading out to Brenningsville in Pennsylvania, out there by Allentown. Me and my father-in-law were running out that way. We were heading out to ShopRite, got a big warehouse out there. So we're running out 78, you know, it's early in the afternoon. We didn't have, you know, appointments later on in the evening. So we said, you know, let's run out there. Got to sit out there, we'll sit out there. So we're going, everything is going good. I had recently just changed the oil in the engine, the filters, oil filters, fuel filters, and everything like that. So I was thinking I was good to go. And back then I used to put an additive called Lucas and mixed in with my oil. It was supposed to be very good for the engine. So anyway, we're heading out 78. We're out there just past Clinton, New Jersey on 78. About maybe another 15 miles from the PA border. So then we crossed the line and we're just about coming up on exit 3. We passed the scales on 78. in New Jersey. And just as we start that little incline going up the hill, I heard this outrageous bang. Like, bang! I'm like, what the flip is that? So all of a sudden the truck started losing power. It happened to me once before in Connecticut, and I was thinking it was the same problem, but it turned out to be not the case. In Connecticut, the pipe, the tube came off the turbo, and it made a loud bang. And I tried to put it back on there. I didn't have the clamp because the clamp blew off. But let me tell you something, man. There is nothing going to hold that tube on that turbo but the right clamp. I tried every freaking thing. I tried duct tape. I tried wires, everything. Nothing would keep it on. But anyway, this time I was hoping it was the same problem, because I was prepared. I actually had a clamp in the truck. So, you know, I pulled over on the shoulder on 78. My father-in-law was in front of me. He saw me pull over. He backed down the shoulder, you know, which you're not supposed to do, but he did. And he said, "What's the matter?" I said, "I don't know. I heard a loud bang. I think the pipe came off the turbo." It was like a rubber blue hose came off the turbo. Open the hood, looking around. No, the blue hose is still on the turbo. What do you think it is? I said, "Oh, Jesus Christ." Here's the rod, one of the rods. Went through the side of the block. Made a hole about 3/4 inches round. I said, "Well, I can't go nowhere." I said, "We got 2 loads." Well, my father-in-law went ahead, delivered the first load, came back, I unhooked from the trailer, and pulled my tractor away from the trailer. I dropped the trailer right there on the shoulder. So, I was distracted by that garbage truck. I know the driver. So he came back, he hooked under my load, delivered that load, and then we had a tow truck guy come out, and he said to me, "Good thing you're not in PA." I said, "Why?" He said, "You would have to have 2 tow trucks if you were being towed in the PA side." I said, "Why is that?" He said, "It's law." He said, "In PA, you cannot tow a tractor and trailer together. It's got to be separate." You can only imagine that, Bill. So thank God I was in Jersey. He could tow them both together. And I went back to a place in Elizabeth where the mechanic worked on all of our trucks. And after that, there was nothing we could do. He said, "You can't weld it, you can't fix it, you're going to have to buy a new engine." So I wasn't about to do that, so that was the end of my FLD 120. It was a great truck, loved that truck. But that was the end of an era right there. So I'll be right back, guys. Let me check this container out, see if anything is in it. So I got another story to tell you guys. I got a lot of trucking stories, man. Stick around, and I can tell you one story after another. This one time with my Freightliner, the one we were just talking about, the FLD, I used to run a lot of loads up to Albany, New York. So this one time I went up there. I had just put new steer tires on the truck. The back tires are still good. I put new steer tires. They were called Yokohamas. And Yokohamas, I was told, were a good tire. They were a Chinese tire. I should have went with my gut feeling and got my Bridgestones, but I said, okay, let me try the Yokohama. same day, I took a load up from Jersey to Albany, New York to Hannaford Brothers. If anybody knows that area up there, the name of the company was Hannaford Brothers, and it was cold out there. It was getting cold. It wasn't winter time yet, but almost. So anyway, I delivered the load. It was like, you know, early in the evening, and I was coming down 87, heading back to Jersey. There's a car now that just blocked the driveway. Coming down 87 on the thruway, and I never drive with two hands on the wheel, never did. And for some reason, I was smoking a cigarette, and for some reason, I put two hands on the wheel. I don't know why, but I did. All of a sudden, I heard this loud bang. I said, oh my God, what the F is that? I see rubber flying past the passenger window. All of a sudden, I feel a truck drop on the right side. Now I'm riding down the highway at an angle. All I hear in the CB radio is, back out of it, back out of it. Driver got a blown front steer tire, back out of it. All of a sudden, all the traffic hit their brakes and were back behind me. What happened was the front steer tire blew on the right side, man. It absolutely scared the living shit out of me. The truck dropped down about 3 inches, so now I'm riding sideways, coming down the thruway, doing about 55 miles an hour. Man, I held on to that steering wheel for dear life, let me tell you, because I was afraid it was going to pull the steering wheel out of my hands and hit some poor guy or girl on my right side or my left side that was in traffic. So finally, I was screaming. I was holding on to that steering wheel with all my might to keep it straight. Finally, everybody backed off, and I brought it over to the right shoulder. And you know the New York State Thruway, there is no shoulder. It's just a guardrail and maybe 2 feet of a shoulder. It's not wide at all. And when I pulled over, I said, oh my God in heaven. I lit up a cigarette, the first thing I did. Then after that, a state trooper come up behind me. And he said to me, what happened? I said, I don't know if you noticed it now, but there's a lot of rubber all over the road. I said, I blew a tire, front steer tire. He said, well, you can't stay here. I said, well, then I'll be riding on the rim all the way down to the truck, the rest area. So he said, you can do that, I'll stay behind you. So I rode all the way down to the rest area on the rim. When I got done, the rim was maybe an inch wide. That's how thick it was when I got done. Then that night, I had to call Mowa Tire Service. They came down. I had to get a new aluminum rim, a new tire. It cost me over $600 that night. And that's another reason why I got out of trucking. Too much expense. So I did that. We put the tire on. Everything was good. Got that done. And just give me 1 second, guys. We got that done. Went back to the yard. And the next day I went down to that guy that sold me the goddamn tires and I cursed him out. I ended up getting a brand new tire. But yeah, that was another story. Another day in the travels of riding along with Dan. And that was one scary moment in time, let me tell you, man. Because if I didn't have two hands on that steering wheel, the truck would have been all the way to the right or all the way to the left. And actually would have killed somebody. So there's a reason why things happen, man. Let me tell you, I truly believe in it. There's a reason why stuff happens. And I think somebody was watching over me that night for real. So anyway, that's just another one of my trucking stories, guys. But I have a lot of stories. I did a lot of miles. Shit, when I first started driving, I had a day cab Ford. Day cab Ford and Aeromax. And I used to run up to, what the hell was the name of that company up in Connecticut? It was Cheshire, Connecticut, Bizzuto's. I used to run up to Bizzuto's. And then I used to run up to another company, Unilever. Unilever, I think it was up around exit 92 or 84 or something like that on 91 in Connecticut. Or was it 95? I think it was 95. But anyway, I used to run up there, man. I used to get so tired. I carried plywood behind the seats. I cut a sheet of plywood in half. And I would lay that across the seats and have a little foam mattress I used to lay on and leave the passenger door open so my legs could stretch out. So, you know, the crazy things we did when we first started trucking. So when I tell you I have a lot of experience driving, I have a lot of experience. I put a lot of miles in every truck I have. That Ford L9000, I sold it to a company in Rhode Island. And you know what? I can't think. It was a soap company. And I can't think of the name. Bradford Soaps, that's it. Yeah, Bradford Soaps. Bradford Soaps from Rhode Island. This damn lock bar didn't open all the way. Let me go take care of this problem. I'll be right back, guys. Pick up the crap off the ground. You know, these lock bars, sometimes they suck. They don't want to open. So let me pick up all that paper towel. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. That's why I carry WD-40 in the truck with me, because a lot of times those lock bars, they get rusty and they don't want to open. So that's why I carry WD. I soak them real good so it penetrates the rust, and next time I come back I won't have that issue like I just had right now. So we got this it's a little deli we got to do over here. Yeah, they did. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, let me get this container, guys. Be right back. It's a brand new plastic. Those plastic containers, man, I love them. So easy to roll, so light, world of difference. So I'm going to get back to you guys a little later with another video coming your way. I want to thank you for watching and listening to my trucker stories. I do appreciate it. Thank you. And if you feel like you like my channel and you find it interesting enough to like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. I'll be back later on. Be safe.